Good evening, everyone. Welcome to M3 TV News, the stream that gives you the best news. This is your boy M3, and tonight's topic is, does Nelly have commitment issues? So right now, it is only me on the live stream until the rest of my crew arrives. Lately, man, we just been having late work schedules. I'm telling you, man, it's pretty tough though. But we'll all get through it, you know. Before I even begin, let me reload real quick. All right, there we go. All right, so before I even get to like these questionnaires real quick, I'm gonna go and play like a screen share. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Go to Chrome tab, and bam, we'll start off with this one. Okay. Now we have DJ Eddie King in the building.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Traffic these days.
No. Actually, yeah, you good, man. You actually came right on time, bro. So
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
DJ Eddie King, man. I was thinking, right?
Yeah.
We've been having like a lot of like problems like with traffic and work, and hold on, we have Chris, the Bloomin' Ebony.
Bloomin' Ebony. Hey, Chris.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Awesome. How are you doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Right on time.
Thank you for joining in, right? So this is my question, right? Before I even get to the topic of Nelly, I do have 2 articles that I would try to read as much as I can, but I was wondering, right? How would people feel if I started the live streams maybe around like at 6 o'clock Pacific time? You think that will work for most people?
Maybe for most people. Maybe for most people.
Okay. Chris, what's your thoughts? It's just an idea.
I think that could work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to run.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to run through my team because I want to make sure that no one's in a rush when they're coming home from like work. And for some reason, man, work's been having us getting off really late, and traffic's been heavy. So, anyways, I know you're not here to like talk. Hear me talk about work. Y'all want me to talk about Nelly, man.
Yes.
All right. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're in the chat, go ahead and get these likes up. And we have also the high value nurse.
Nurse, what's up?
What up,
What's going
high
on?
value nurse?
How you doing, sir? Like and subscribe to High Value Nurse. That is a good show. Be on the lookout for that.
Yes, I was watching a little bit of his recent channel, and it was talking about like how much like nurses really make, like the RNs, and I was just blown. I was like, yikes! You know, I'm thinking about, you know what? I'm not even gonna spoil it. You know, you guys gotta check out his channel, man.
Yeah, let's get to the Nelly versus Shanti.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and let me move this out the way, right? So that way, and he said, shout out to DJ Eddie King. I've been listening to your beats. Them joints are fire.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much, man.
Shout out, yeah, man. Okay, Chris and DJ Eddie, can you see the words?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, and you can see my mouse moving, right? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I can see.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna start off with I guess his last girlfriend, and keep in mind he was also dating Ashanti, from what I heard. So I guess I have to say allegedly because I don't really know, but it says the 46-year-old singer and a 37-year-old actress started their romance back in 2014. However, Chantel, that's what her name is, was recently asked about Nelly. She confessed they are now just friends. Okay. So someone put someone in the friend zone. I wonder who could have been. Anyways,
good
let me
question.
go ahead and continue. The former couple seemed to be going strong back in 2020 as Nelly revealed in October that he believed Chantel was the one, and even revealed they were already engaged. Hold on. Before I continue, we got First Lady Tammy in the building.
Yeah, Tammy!
What's
First
up,
Lady!
First Lady?
What's going on?
Nothing
What
much.
is going on? What is going on?
Sorry I'm late. I went and worked out, so I'm back home from work now.
Oh yeah, I forget, like workout fit Tammy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, check out like some of her segments. Like she's doing like the cryo slim. So that's like almost like every day, like at 9 a.m. So check out Tammy's journey. You know.
Yep.
And she is now episode 6?
Well, actually, episode 6, but tomorrow, or no, I think she said Wednesday she'll put out episode 7.
Okay.
No, I did episode 7 today. Episode 8 will be on Wednesday, and that'll be me. I'm gonna get weighed and measured and all that good stuff. So I'm excited.
Okay. All right, well, I'm excited for
That's
you
great
too,
news. Yes.
You know, she already looking fit already. Anyway.
Appreciate it.
All right.
No problem. Okay, so and Tammy, I'm just reading the article real quick for the viewers.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get all this information out of the way. So it says he also shared more about their romance, explaining they have so much in common, adding that she grew up in the inner city, which she knows what it's like to go through certain things in life when you grow up in the inner city. I'm assuming that's like New York, right? Or that's something else? Okay. Only Hall of Fame could probably clarify. And while the rapper has yet to comment on the news, the celebrity and entrepreneur received a lot of support by her fans and followers online who comment on the split and offer words of encouragement on this new chapter. Of course, yeah, it has to be like, the woman that kind of like, gives out the news and all that. Us guys, we're kind of like low key about our breakups. But one of our favorite couples, blessings and love you as you enter this next season of your life, an online user wrote, while others stated, "Oh no, I love seeing you two guys together, and I'm so mad you didn't marry her. Well, why don't you marry her? You know?"
Exactly.
I got the other article, but hold on, I gotta go ahead, man, and shout out to Black TV.
Black TV, what's good, man?
My guy?
What's good, sir?
Yeah, shout out to Black TV, man. Follow his channel as well. And so he says Nelly is just exercising options. He said, "What are you, black?" All right. You know, before I even get to the second article about Nelly and Shanti, right? I want to ask you guys. Well, first, how's everyone doing? And let me see. What do you guys think about the article that I just read?
I'm gonna let Tammy take this one.
Mm-hmm.
I did read the article ahead of time. You know, they always say there's his story and her story, and then the truth. And so I feel that, when it comes to celebrities, people want to, believe that everything's all good, but the reality is that we don't know what's really going on. And so, it is interesting when you're in a long-term relationship and then it ends, and then you're in another long-term relationship and then it ends. I feel like at some point you need to kind of reevaluate certain things about yourself and your intentions and what it is that you really want. So when I first seen it, I just thought it was, I don't know. I feel like with a lot of celebrities that seems to happen. They're in these long-term relationships and then all of a sudden, it ends and everybody's always surprised. But I don't know. I kind of wasn't really surprised just because I feel like you see this a lot with a lot of celebrities. There's not a lot of celebrities that I'm familiar with that stay married for a very long time. There's some that do, like you got Samuel L. Jackson, who's been married for a long time, Denzel Washington, who's been married for a long time. But a lot of the younger ones that are like in their, I'd say 30s, 40s, things like that, they're not staying together for as long. So I don't know. When I seen it, I wasn't necessarily surprised. I think when it comes to people's relationships, you never really know what's going on. So, who's to say what's really going on behind closed doors? We'll never know unless they both come out together and say what happened, because if they come out separately, they may have two different stories. And one of them be the truth, one of them won't be, or maybe both of them be a lie, and the truth will be something else that we still don't know. So it's just interesting. When I seen it, I wasn't necessarily surprised.
Okay. Thank you, Tammy. Shout outs to the high value nurse that's in the building. And then also shout outs to Access and Tammy. He says, "What to do?" High value nurse, how you doing?
What's up? What's up? M3, what's up, DJ?
What's up, man? What's up?
Hey, first lady Tammy. Hey, Chris.
Hello.
What's going on?
Oh, what's up, Chris? How you doing?
Man, what I've been telling you, man. You see.
Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. Not on the screen. Don't do it.
Don't do what?
Don't worry about it, Chris. How you doing?
I'm cool, and I heard part of what Tammy said about celebrities, because with J Lo, her and A-Rod, her and Dude, they were together for a long time, and then all of a sudden, we're not going to get married. I'm like, it was like a shock to the nation. I was actually sitting up there like, wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to get married. Oh, such a shocker. Not really.
Yeah.
Because 1 minute you're with somebody, next minute you're actually gonna, just like everybody else, you're gonna go back to the same person. You actually want to go back to the same person that you just with, knowing damn well that relationship didn't work out. So why are you going back to the same person? Because I see they literally flip flop the same people.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing, Chris. High value nurse, you got something you want to say?
E Black has said this in the comments earlier, but I agree with what he said. He said Nelly just exercising options. Honestly, man, I don't think monogamous relationships are for everybody. I don't think marriage is for everybody. So, maybe he should just be real. I don't know. I don't know what's being said in these conversations, but me personally, I don't believe you have to be legally married to live a successful life. Look at Kurt Russell and Goldie, whatever her last name is. They've been together for 30 some odd years, never married, happy. It's no pressure. They both got their own money and everything like that. So, I mean, I just feel like let them do them. I guess Nelly gonna do what he do. He gonna do what he been doing. So if you're a woman that's messing with Nelly, you know what to expect.
Yeah. Okay. That's a
Man,
good point. Chris, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with CJ Kyle's, on the like if Nelly was the one who initiated the breakup, I think that could definitely be an option. If it was Ashanti or Chantel who initiated the breakup, it could have been that she wanted what a lot of modern women are wanting nowadays, where instead of her wanting somebody to protect her and provide for her, she's looking for that like that addition, that attachment to her life, and she's in that I don't need a man mindset, and so maybe she is looking for a man that she can kind of push around. If she's in her masculinity, she's looking for a more feminine man who will listen to her, she can control. And so I feel like those are the two options there.
Okay. And then DJ Eddie, what's your thoughts?
well,
Thanks, Chris.
from the level of Ashanti's energy that she's giving, it seemed like Nelly was the one that called it off because she actually said, I think in the interview, I think she said, I think sometimes when people have their own insecurities, it allows them to act out a certain character. When you ask Nelly questions about Ashanti, he don't really say too much. You know what I mean? He actually just he actually was being positive. He's like, he wished her the best of luck, uh, in her career. That's basically all he was saying. He didn't really get into the relationship between them two, and then you got Ashanti performing, you got Ashanti fans disrespecting Nelly, and she's riding with them. It seemed like I don't know
Hmm.
if Nelly was wrong in the situation or even Ashanti was wrong. I really don't know. I just go off basic energy. Her level of energy seemed like, maybe Nelly was the one who called it off. And why did he call it off? I don't know why he called it off. But there have been rumors, allegedly that she's been sleeping around with other rappers. That's allegedly. Allegedly. That's just rumors.
Okay,
You know,
allegedly. Okay.
go ahead, first Tam. She got her hand up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, thank you, DJ Eddie King. So I was gonna say, I agree with what the high value nurse said as far as monogamy and marriage is not for everybody. Um, and I'm not okay with fans of somebody, talking so negatively about the other one because the reality is you don't know what happened. You're only going off of what that person says. And a lot of times people don't tell you the whole story. That's why they say there's his story, her story, and the truth. So people maybe are going only off of what she said without knowing what was going on behind closed doors. And
Mm-hmm.
so I do think that, if monogamy is not for you, it's about being honest with yourself and just admitting that it's not for you. And that's okay. It's okay if you don't want to be if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. Like, just be honest if that's what you're trying to do. If
Yeah.
that's what you're trying to do, just do what you're trying to do. Like, ain't nobody gonna be mad at you because you live in your truth. But for you to not be honest with yourself and get in a relationship, and this is whether it's for her or for him, because somebody could say, oh, that person broke it off, and they could be lying about that too. I mean, it's about being honest with yourself about what it is that you truly want. That way you don't put yourself in a position to have a negative impact on that person and their life, because that's what's going to happen. So that's what I think part of the problem is. Just nowadays people are not honest about what they want and who they are, and they get themselves in situations, and then it's like, oh wow, I didn't know it was going to happen. Well, if you'd have been honest with yourself, then maybe that wouldn't happen. If you know that you're not the type to be in a long-term relationship, if you're not planning on getting married, don't just say, oh, I think I want to marry this person just because it sounds good to say, because marriage is a lot. It's supposed to be a lifelong commitment. And if you're not ready to make a lifelong commitment, and I'm talking like not just being faithful as far as not cheating on that person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
marriage is a big thing, and commitment means more than just not cheating on the person, physically or emotionally or anything like that. But that's the thing, is that I feel like people are just not honest with themselves about who it is they want, who it is that they are, what it is that they want. And I think if people did that more often, they would save themselves a lot of trouble, and they save other people a lot of heartache. Because I mean, you have to respect somebody who's honest. Like, I'm not a relationship type. You have to respect somebody who says that. Like, you can't get mad at somebody because they say they're not the relationship type, because they just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that, because, and I think that's what happens is sometimes people get in relationships and the person says, and I speak from experience, the person says, oh, I'm not really, ready to be in a relationship right now. And your mindset is, oh, well, I know they say that, but they just ain't met nobody like me. But now that they've met me and we going to get in a relationship, they going to see that I'm different from all the rest. So they going to, like, no, take a person for what they say. They say they're not the relationship type, then take it for what, that they're not the relationship type. They say they're not ready to get in a relationship right now. Do not set your mind up that maybe they're going to change their mind. Like if that's what he says, that's what he said. Like,
Okay.
to make him think something different. If he's gonna think something different, let him think that on his own. But if he comes in and tells you this is what it is, and you come up with this in your mind, oh, I know he said that, but maybe he means something else, then you setting yourself up to get your feelings hurt. So I
Right.
think it's about people being honest with themselves when it comes to what they want, and the people being honest with themselves as far as what they want out of somebody that they decide to get in a relationship with, and understand that dating doesn't always equal relationship. Dating doesn't always equal relationship. You can go on a date with somebody and not be in a relationship with them. The purpose of dating is to see if this is somebody you want to be in a relationship with. But people jump into relationships, and I speak from experience. So, and I've done it before. I've jumped into relationships and it hasn't worked out, because you might find out something about that person you done jumped in a relationship with that had you just been dating, it could have just been a cool little break. Like, you know what? It was nice, dinner was great, but I don't think this can go any further. So I think it all boils down to people just being honest. And that's what's lacking, is the honesty. So
yeah. E Black says facts, Tammy. So let me ask you guys this then, right? So in this number one question, like when you guys first heard about Nelly's breakups, were you surprised?
No, I definitely wasn't surprised, for the simple fact that Nelly already mentioned in these interviews multiple times that he did not want to do marriage. He wanted to wait. He wanted to wait on marriage. And I heard some of Nelly's team. I forgot one of the lunatics. They said that you could be engaged, but you don't have to be married, right? Because it's a contract. It's a contract, and then you got all these people all in your business. You got court systems and all. I don't think people want to go through all that. I think it's Nelly. He's been saying this from the beginning, and you have a lot. You have loads of women who are fans of him, who are attracted to him. The women who wanted to be with him thought that they can change him. They thought that they could change him. And that's that. Dealing with somebody like Nelly. First of all, he came out with Country Grammar. He sold over 300,000 copies. Country Grammar, from the country. You absolutely think that you're gonna come around and just change who this man is. The way, no, that's not going to happen. That's definitely not going to happen. So that's my answer.
Okay. I respect that. That's what's up. Um, Tammy and Chris, were you ladies surprised? I'm probably for sure not, but
I wasn't surprised, just because, like I said earlier, like when it comes to these celebrities, I mean, they partner hopping all the time. So I think a lot of celebrities are trying to, find out what their options are. Which, you're a celebrity, you got lots of options. You got lots of options, because sometimes that money leads you to more options than you thought you was ever gonna have. So,
but then I got a question, right? Does it turn you on when you find a man that has a lot of options?
no, like for me, like you have a lot of options. I mean, okay. I mean, I need to be your only option. I better be your only option. So, and if I'm dating you, we getting in a relationship, understand that I'm your only option. My thing is, I'm not I'm not gonna get mad if we walking down the street and he makes a comment that a woman looks pretty. If he say she got a nice booty, I'm like, Yeah, she do got a big booty. I might say something like that too, but I'm not gonna be mad at him. Like, what you looking at her for? But like I'm not that. Like to me, that's just petty. Like,
Yeah.
just I'm like, that's things that. Well, just because we get in a relationship doesn't mean you go blind to other people. Doesn't mean
Right,
you go
right.
blind. I'm not the most beautiful woman in the world, but I damn sure ain't the ugliest.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I know there might be a woman out there that might look better than me, and I'm okay with that. And if he thinks she's pretty, you can say she's pretty. I'm not gonna be mad about it. But when we get in a relationship, yes, I'm your only option. If you want other options, then we shouldn't even be in a relationship because once we get in a relationship, there needs to be a certain understanding. And if you don't understand that, then we shouldn't be in a relationship. But yeah, I mean, he does have options. If he's trying to explore his options, he needs to be honest about that. If he says he's not trying to get married, but then he has these people that he gets in a relationship with that have that in their mind that as DJ the King says that they think they're gonna change him. That's the thing is now who's to blame because you
Right.
saw what he was like,
Hmm.
and then now he's not being who you thought he was. Now you getting upset. You can't get upset. If somebody, like Maya Angelou said, if someone shows you who they are, believe them. If they show you who they are, believe them. So yeah, like I said, I wasn't surprised. When it comes to celebrities, there's not many that stay together for a very long time. I mean, like I said earlier, there's Denzel Washington who's been with his wife for I don't even know how long. There's Morris Chestnut's been with his wife for I don't know. Ice Cube done been with his wife for I don't know how long. Samuel Jackson done been with his LL Cool J done been with his wife. I mean, so there are couples that stay together, but then you have others that they don't. And like I said, it could be about the fact that they're not being honest. That maybe because monogamy is pushed down people's throats so much, they think that I have to get married. Well, like the high value nurse said earlier, marriage is not for everybody, and I believe that. And if it is not for you, understand that it's not for you, and understand that
Hmm.
it's okay if it's not for you, because then that person can go find somebody that marriage is for them. So that's the thing is that everybody's not for everybody, and if relationship doesn't work out, it wasn't meant to.
Hmm.
So
I would say probably because they probably have a private escort, but I gotta get to
yeah,
the Bloom and
sure.
Ebony. Bloom and Ebony. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally agree with Tammy there. I don't really know if I have anything else to add, really. I wasn't shocked. I don't really follow celebrity love too much, but unless they're getting married, I expect it to fail, which is which is probably a really negative attitude to have. But because, like Tammy said, they have so many options. I think that
Mm.
there's number one a lot of pressure on celebrities to date within certain circles, and oftentimes it doesn't really work out. I think there's just a lot of pressure on them to meet certain standards, like that they not standards, but um, meet certain checkpoints or goals within their life, even though that their life isn't the is very unique, And I feel as though marriage doesn't necessarily happen the traditional way for a lot of celebrities because there is so much more. There are so many more layers to it. You're in the limelight. Everyone's involved in your relationship, and you do have lots of women and men, throwing themselves at these celebrities. And so I feel like there's a lot of pressure, a lot of other factors that factor into this. And so I typically expect, unfortunately, a lot of these relationships to fail just because you know, relationships are hard enough as it is. They're really hard to
Mhm.
balance. So I couldn't imagine having that additional public pressure.
Do you feel that relationships would have been better if there was like no rule to just being singled out to one person?
No, not exactly. I think typically when people know, they know. I feel as though, like CJ or the high value nurse and Tammy were both saying, marriage isn't for everybody, but I think it's for a lot of people. I think there's actually a fairly small minority of people who never want to be married, who are completely, polyamorous. Because I feel like for the most part we're fairly territorial, and so when you like something and you feel as though it's rare, you typically want to keep it. Do you want more of those rare items? Possibly, but I feel like if you think something's rare, when you grab it, you want to hold on to it. So I don't know if that answers your question, but
No,
I
I
think
mean
more
it
people want
makes
to be
sense.
married.
I want to kind of dig into it because I heard the part when you said women are very territorial, and I always wonder, right, what makes a woman very territorial for the man? Is it like natural? How should I say this? Is it based off of natural birth, like like I don't know, all the cortisones and emotions that comes along with a woman that makes her territorial, or have you guys been taught to be territorial?
Mm.
I think people are territorial. I don't know if I said women. Sorry if I said women. I think people in general are territorial. I think men are territorial because of the idea of competition. They like the feeling of, I won this. This is my prize. I earned this. So I'm not going to share it. Don't touch it. Don't smell it. Don't come near it. And then women, I think, are territorial. Women I think, are territorial in the sense that they're aware that other women could be seeking this wonderful catch they got, and so it kind of makes them want to have a bit more control over that person because they don't want to feel as though they're losing them, they're losing touch with them. And so neither do I don't think either of them are, if they're doing it consciously, but I think deep down we're a bit territorial over our partners for the most part. When we find somebody good, we typically want them to be ours and only ours.
Okay, okay. Um, I don't know. I really don't really look at men like to be territorial like creatures, but I know as far as the competitive side, like yes, definitely for sure. Men are very competitive as far as their achievements, what they like to claim. So maybe that does probably come across to be territorial because it's like once you feel like you won something, it's like you're not going to be willing to share it. That's part of your like your prize like possessions. I think they're more possessive than more like territorial based. But all right, all right. I won't get to this article so I can read this, but thank you, Chris. Thank you guys for your comments. And we'll get to this one before I jump to the number 2 question, okay? All right, let me hurry up and read this real quick. This is like the real reason why Nelly and Ashanti broke up. So, over this song, hip hop and R&B of the 2020s had a hard act to follow after the previous decade, but the emergence of artists such as Ashanti and Nelly showed that the next generation of performers was talented in their own right. Ashanti and Nelly became the music's most noted relationships, and the world was shocked when they announced their split after several years together. Okay, 7 years. Nelly and Ashanti launched their careers around the same time. Nelly's solo career took off after the release of his debut single, Country Grammar, Hot It, in 2020. Sorry, I keep saying 2020. 2000, year 2000, basically. Okay. DJ Eddie, like he called out, about Country Grammar, so he knows what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So the album of the same name was released later that year and put Nelly on the map. The album was sold over 10 million copies to date, making it one of the few hip hop albums to achieve RIAA Diamond certification. Ashanti also experienced success from the beginning of her career. Her first 2 releases were collaborations with Fat Joe and Ja Rule, when What's Love and Always on Time. I almost started to sing that for a minute. Climbed to the top 2 spots on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Ashanti became the first female singer to achieve that featuring. Okay, Nelly and Ashanti were a music industry power couple for years. By the end of 2002, Both Nelly and Ashanti established themselves as some of the hottest new artists of the millennium. The two met at a press conference for the Grammy Awards on January 1st, 2003. The first time I met Nelly, he asked me for my autograph, but I think he was being sarcastic, and I remember writing it down on the program. Ashanti reportedly said, "For the record, it took him a long time to get my number." Okay, whatever. Their relationship remained quiet but strong for many years. Nelly even expressed an interest in marrying Ashanti. But in 2013, the couple called it quits after a decade together. Okay. So as we could kind of learn that Nelly, from the outside surface, he has a desire to be married, but internally there's like a lot of fear, something that's holding him back from advancing. And it doesn't take 10 years to, get married. So for whatever reason, either he was stringing her along, just like the last girl, which I forgot her name. Oh no, Shante, no Chantel, or he just sees certain red lights that just holds him back. But we'll never know. The reason Nelly and Shanti broke up, according to sources, the two remained tight-lipped in the aftermath of the breakup. Ashanti first hinted at the reason for the breakup on the, let's see, what's it called? Meridium? Or I don't know. I might be pronouncing it right. I mean wrong, but 2 years later in 2015, I think when some people have their own insecurities,
It
it
was Meredith
allows,
Vieira.
how you pronounce it?
Meredith
Meredith?
Vieira.
Fair? Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Tammy. I think when people have their own insecurities, it allows them to act out of character. She says, "I've been betrayed." Okay, okay. So she's saying now he has some insecurities and feels betrayed. All right, all right. I'm not a big fan of people being cowards. She continued, adding, "I'm in a different place now." I'm for sure you are in a different place. Um, Nelly referenced this portrayal of trust at a concert in 2018. "I've been betrayed before, publicly at that," Ashanti said when she emerged on stage. A fan in the crowd yelled, "F Nelly," excuse me, and Ashanti pointing at them and just said word. With just one word, Ashanti seemingly confirmed that many had suspected for a while. The reason for the end of the relationship was Nelly's betrayal of Ashanti and not the other way around. Okay. And she made it clear, okay, in 2019, she made it clear that she hasn't looked back. She hasn't seen or heard from the hot here singer since their breakup. Okay. That's it. I don't think y'all probably want to read all this because right now this is not even talking about them. This is just talking about miscellaneous stuff. But okay, as you can see, someone is fair salty about this, and I guess you have no more than right. If you've been in a relationship with someone for so long, and this person had cold feet and not willing to commit into a relationship, that could really tear somebody apart. Let me see. This gets to the number two question. Do you feel that when someone continues to have a long-term relationships that don't last, it means that they are afraid to commit? Hmm. Bloom and Ebony, I'm gonna let you answer that first.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because they're afraid to commit, especially in that situation, because he was with the two, because the situations are different, right? He was with Ashanti until for 10 years, up until what,
Hmm.
2013 or something, and then the new girlfriend
Yeah,
was recent for like 6 years. Is that correct?
some 6 or 7, I think.
I that's a if you want to be married to somebody, I feel like that's a really long time to be in a long-term relationship. Like I'm not that type of person
Mhm.
who's like break up with them after 24 months. We don't get the ring by 24 months, it's end it. But 10 years, 7 years, that's a long time to be with somebody. And I'm sorry, but if you want someone to commit to you, and I'm assuming, after 10 years of being with somebody, you're probably not being abstinent. You're probably giving away all the goods, you're living together, or you're doing something that typically married people do. What's the point of him committing to you if he's already getting all the benefits outside of the marriage? So is it that he's afraid of marriage, or is it that you have no leverage? You're already giving him everything that he could ask for in a marriage without any of the risk. He's like, if I marry this woman, I'll take care of her for the rest of her life, even though she's rich, because the court system hates me as a man. So if I'm already getting the sex, I'm already getting the fun, I'm already getting the dates, why put a ring on it and then risk us getting divorced when the divorce rate's 50%? So I don't think that he's afraid. I think that he got all the benefits and he's taking advantage of it. If you give away your products for free, you can get mad when you go bankrupt.
That's a good point. Chris, let me ask you this though, right? As I was listening to you talking about this, right? Did it kind of trigger you, or did you felt some kind of emotion? Like, what was the emotion behind it? I want to know how you felt about that. Just listening to that. Like, think about it. Imagine somebody that's been in a relationship for a decade, and then it's like you just wasted an entire decade. And women, their biological clock be ticking. So I don't know. I maybe just adding more fuel to the fire, but I just want to know how you feeling.
Yeah, the emotion I feel is sadness. It makes me sad, because I know how important time is for a lot of women, especially the last girlfriend. She even said that she wanted to be married before having children. She was 37, I think, when they either got together, when they broke up. She was older, and she was saying that she wants kids, and now she's considering freezing her eggs, and things are getting harder for her as she's getting older. Whether you want to believe it or not, as you get older, having kids can get harder. For some people it works out, they can have kids under 50, but for a lot of people it's very, very risky, and oftentimes doesn't work out for them the way they would like it to. And so it makes me sad to see them in these relationships that are extended without them getting the desired result. But at the same time, I can't feel too sad for them, because again, you made the bed, now you have to lay in it. And so at this point, I'm just, I guess my feelings kind of neutralized, because it's like I'm sad because I understand, when you like somebody, you fall in love with them, you're kind of blinded to these red flags, but you have to take accountability for your decisions.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Chris. First Lady Tammy, I already know you have a lot to say.
I agree with what Chris says as far as, 10 years is a long time for y'all not to be married. I mean, we might, being together for, 1, 2 years, 3 years, okay, but 10 years, what's that? 3,650 days? Like, just saying, that's a lot of days. Let's not get into minutes. Let's not get that's 120 months. That's a long time. A long time to be in a relationship with somebody, and marriage is not happened. But I also agree with Chris and what she says as far as it comes to a point where, what is the point? I'm getting all these things and we're not married. So why go ahead and people say that, well, why we get married? We're already doing all these things. Why do we need to get married? Like, that's just a piece of paper. That's the things that I have heard. And so I feel like even when it comes to dating, that what happens is people make it where, and I'll say there's women that they make it where the man doesn't have to do a lot in order to get certain things. Mm-hmm. And they'll be okay with him continuing to not do a lot or do enough. If marriage is what you are requiring, and it's not happening year after year after year, but you're still there year after year after the year, you can't expect after a certain amount of time he's going to all of a sudden say, okay, let's get married. I mean, sometimes it does, but you got to start asking some questions. 10 years is a long time. time is when you give someone some of your time, you give them a part of yourself.
Mhm.
That's a lot of time for you to be in this relationship with the person, and it's not leading to marriage. But like Chris said, and I completely agree, is that if you're already getting all those benefits, what's the point? You're already getting everything that you'd be getting if you were married. You just don't have that piece of paper. So that's why the statement comes, well, that's just a piece of paper. Because you're getting everything that you would have gotten with that piece of paper. So if you're already getting it, it's like, why even take that extra step? You don't have to take that extra step because you're already getting what that extra step would have given you. So why even take it? You don't need to. I mean, there's no point. So, um, I mean, as far as him, as far as being afraid, I don't necessarily think he's afraid to commit. He was in a relationship, so there's some degree of commitment that he had when he got in that relationship. I mean, 10 years and 6 years, so these aren't like 1-2 year relationships. These are long relationships. And then that's the thing is when he said that he would consider marrying her. Um, my question would be, did he really mean that, or was he just saying that because it sounded like something nice to say?
Mm.
Because my question would be, if that's how you felt, it's 10 years. What's taking so long? So I feel like sometimes celebrities say things because that's what they know that people want to hear, and it's not necessarily how they feel. So that would be what I'm wondering is that what he really wanted was to marry her? Because what was in the way? What was in the way of them getting married? And if he was out there, sleeping with all these different people, um, if he was out there sleeping with all these different people, then once again, that's him not being honest with the fact that he just trying to, have his fun. And you can be single and have your fun. You ain't got to be in a relationship to do all that. So, but yeah, that's my thing is that I just question what if he really meant what he said when he said it. Like even with the other girl, he said he thought she was the one, and she understood. She grew up in inner city, I think it was, where she understood what that kind of life is like. Okay, I mean you can have a lot of things in common with somebody, and they still not be a good person for you to be married to. So I mean the thing is that you have Ashanti where he talked about he was going to marry her, but he didn't. He has this other girl. He claims she was the one, but they broke up. So I mean, you have to look at those kind of things. Like, is that really how he feels, or is that something he's just saying because it sounds good to say? Because people are like how people say, "Oh, why didn't you marry her? Oh, you should have married her." Maybe he's saying that because that's what he knows people want to hear, rather than how he really feels.
Right, right. Oh, shout outs to Gator Girl. She
Gator
said
Shout,
girl,
peace.
shout
Yeah,
out, shout out, Katie girl.
yeah. She said peace to nonsense relationships. MT First Lady. Chris, DJ Eddie, listening from the clouds and got to catch up on all the good content. And
Hmm.
she says that Nelly's fine as F, but a weirdo, a real weirdo.
Well,
So,
listen.
go ahead.
I don't believe that Nelly meant that. I just believe that he wanted to. That's just something that he said for them to hear. That's just some that what he said. If he when he said that, he didn't mean it. He just that's just for something for them to hear. So they can feel good. Because a lot of times, uh, women who you can make it big, or you could be rich or poor. The majority, I ain't saying all of them, just saying majority of women are emotional behind a lot of things. Like I feel like what was going on is that you knew who this guy was when you met him. You knew who this guy was before you met him. And people got to understand. The only reason why he even lasts that long, which is 7 or 8 years or whatever, right? The only reason why it lasts that long is because if you look at Ashanti's net worth, what is 8 million? You look at Nelly's net worth, it's like 40 million. Nelly had that type of money that Ashanti didn't have. So if they was on the same level, if we talk about money, I don't even think the relationship would even last that long. I think that relationship probably would have lasted about a year and a half. Honestly. But I'm not saying that Ashanti is not a good person. She probably was good. She probably cooking and doing things like that. Even Nelly, uh, he I don't think he like he said, like I said before, Nelly does not want to get married. You know, Nelly hasn't even been all around the world yet. He has that type of money to go around the world. He hasn't even been around the world yet. So I don't even think he wants to get married until he find that one. Like for far as like us, like normal people, you know, we make money, but we ain't got that type of Nelly money. Nelly has that type of money. You know, like normal people like us, you know, we could be you know, in our area, and we might say, oh, you know, she's the one, or she's our soulmate, this and that. But Nelly has the type of money to we could go across the world, like at any time, and to look for a woman. You know, we haven't been across the world yet. But even though Nelly hasn't even been across the world yet, but he has the type of money to do it. So he hasn't seen all the women in the world yet. So I don't think he wants to settle down. You know, I just feel like he said those things to make those women feel happy. You know, that's why, you know, in his interviews, when they ask him about Ashanti, these interviews and stuff, and you know, he don't say anything bad about Ashanti. He don't say anything bad about Ashanti. You know, he didn't come out and say, well, hey, well, she was sleeping around and doing this. He didn't say that. He didn't come out and say that. You know, but I feel like she knew what it was from the beginning. You know, when she was dating this man. You know, and she thought that she could change him. For like 7 years she tried, or 7 to 8 years she tried. That's not going to work. You know, and sometimes, you know, men, you know, with that type of money, right? They'll sit up there and tell you from the beginning, like, listen, this is where I'm at with it. Okay, this is where I'm at with it. I don't know if you feel some type of way or whatever. This is where I'm at with it. She's talking about it took Nelly a long time to get my number. Girl, please get out of here. Get out of here. Come on, man. You know, y'all exchanged numbers when finally about talking about music. You gave him your number. It didn't take him a long time. When you first seen him, you gave him no number that day. So come on, man.
Right,
So,
right.
Stop playing.
You know, you know they got to do it. You know, it's all about the cap. Oh, okay,
right.
hold on. Before I can see,
Right,
girl says,
right.
She says Eddie's right. Miss Jackson thought she could. Miss Jackson thought if she stuck around, she could change his mind.
Right. Mm-hmm. Oh, go ahead, Tammy.
I just want to say something. Y'all might laugh about this. So she said she was betrayed, which probably means he cheated on her, right? So
Right.
y'all heard that song she has called "Good Good." Maybe she just didn't have that good.
Oh.
Like, yo, because in the song she says,
allegedly,
he ain't going nowhere because I got that good. Maybe she didn't have that good.
Allegedly, we gonna say allegedly.
Allegedly, she didn't have that wop, but she had that dab.
Right.
Oh goodness.
Oh man.
I just had to throw that in there.
But look, listen. Like, okay, now you know everybody knows Mariah Carey. Everybody knows Nick Cannon. You know, look, you know Nick Cannon. He has millions. Mariah Carey, she has millions. Like if they and how long did that relationship last? Asking the question, how long did it last? Do anybody know? How long did Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey last with that type of money that they making? I don't think it's. I think. Oh, go ahead.
No, was it less than 10 years? Like 6 years? They
Like
had
6
twins,
years.
right? 6 years.
6 years. Okay. Okay. That you know, I don't know what Nick Cannon was doing when he put Mariah Carey on his back. You know, as teenagers, you know, if you was a teenager, like you know, like 18, 17 or something like that, you know, you putting tattoos as a girlfriend or your boyfriend. Well, that's teenage stuff. Nick Cannon is old. That you know, what is in his 30s? In his 30s now, you know, and he put a big old sign on his back.
I think he turned 40.
He turned 40.
Yeah, Nick Cannon's like in his 40s. Like he really that old though, for real.
Yeah,
and I
you
think
know,
Mariah Carey's in her. I believe she's like in her 50s.
Yeah, so if you look at that part, right, you know, Mariah Carey didn't get the tattoo with his name, right?
Oh no.
Right, so Mariah Carey, she knew what she was doing. She knew this dude was so thirsty She was running the pants. She was running the show. So I already knew that relationship wasn't gonna last long either. She was running the show. And sometimes I feel like the women who have this much money, who have that much money off of men, that's not gonna that's not gonna end well. Okay. Um, Nelly, I feel like Nelly kind of decided to, date Ashanti, was because of the type of money she was getting. He knew about the game. Nelly know about the game. He know about the dirty contracts, good contracts. He know all about that. He know how much money Ashanti was getting, and Nelly knew how much he was getting. So Ashanti was making less than Nelly, and I think that Nelly decided to. I think that's another reason why he decided to start dating her. He don't want to date women who's making more money than him. He don't want to date women that's making more money than him. But he also, I feel he's telling these women from the get go of the type of person he is. From the beginning. Um, what else I was gonna say? She said she felt betrayed. Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
Felt betrayed, like how? How do you feel betrayed if you knew what type of person he was? But there is rumors out there on certain things that I'm hearing from underground rappers who've talked to big time rappers. That's from New York. Like a lot of people from New York, big time that talk to Jay-Z and all these other underground rappers uh, who actually had conversations, who know these stories. So Nelly, I feel like Nelly don't want to speak on it because right now, okay, because look, she's a woman, right? So automatically, no disrespect to the women, but automatically they're gonna take her side. The majority of a lot of men are gonna take her side. So it's like even if Nelly come out and say anything, he's not gonna win that conversation. He's not. He could come out and say, well, hey, well, Ashanti did this, Ashanti did that. He don't have time for that. So it's I'm glad that he don't say too much about it because he's not going to win that conversation, you know. But in my opinion, I feel like it's her fault from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. And it's not like allegedly. Like this is like real facts.
Hmm.
We take the heat, but yeah, people are more lenient when it comes to like women. Right now in the chat, everybody talking about Nick Cannon, right? Because Gay Girl says Nick Cannon's is first, but you know that. And then she also says, like, with a gang of kids in broken homes, Kashim chimed in and says, Gator Girl, that's the sad part. Gator Girl then replies and says, Kashim, real talk, I get him with his illness, because I think he has lupus, but
Oh,
yeah, Nick Cannon,
oh,
one's like wanting kids, but impregnating all these randos is embarrassing. And yeah, it is. So let's get to number three. Do you feel that most people are honest about what they want out of a relationship? And Kashim says, and
most
scary.
most people
Mm-hmm.
who just normal people, celebrities, or
No, no, we're just talking about people in general. I mean, we already know celebrities is kind of like on a whole different level of crazy, but I think in people in general, like normal people, do you feel people are honest about what they want out of a relationship?
not a lot, not a lot of people are honest about what they want in a relationship. They'll wait till like sometimes when they're 2 3 years in a relationship to tell you what they really want. Instead of saying it
Mm.
from the beginning. So I think if you tell a man or if you tell a woman what you want from the beginning, I think it can work along the way. Because along the way, I I think people would be making a mistake telling your woman or you're telling your man what you want. Don't wait till 5 years to tell them what you want. That's gonna storm an argument. The same thing goes for the men. You need to tell your woman from the beginning what you want. Okay, so the majority of the time, a lot of people can't take it. A lot of people can't take the honesty, from the beginning about what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, uh, yeah, that's my thing on it, man. That's my that's my answer on that.
Wait, okay, why you laughing?
Nah, that happens a lot, man. It happens a lot, man. Sometimes people be too honest, man, and they want to make sure that, hey, they want to make sure you understand this from the beginning. Like, hey, man, I want this, I want that. If you're not with this, let me know right now. And some people are shocked, they're stunned, like they can't believe, like, man, did she or he just really just tell me that? What's going on?
Right.
This is not what I expected. So, I think because they had an experience in another relationship, they probably made a mistake of themselves telling what they want throughout the years. They like 5-6 years down the road, they end up telling the person what they really want. I think majority of them made mistakes like that. So
Right.
yeah, that's my thing on it. I'm gonna be quiet.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you, DJ. All right, First Lady Tammy.
Um, I think there are some people that are, and I feel like those are the relationships that work. That they've been together for a long time is that they were honest from day one about what they wanted. But I feel like a lot of people are not,
Mm-hmm.
um, because they're not even honest about the person they're in a relationship with. You get those red flags, you ignore those red flags for who knows what reason. Um, and even like getting in a relationship, DJ Eddie King said, some people wait so long to say what they want, and then by that time it's like, why are you all of a sudden talking about you want this? Like, you should have said that from the beginning. We could have avoided all this, as you said
Mhm.
from the beginning. We could
Right.
have avoided all this. Like, you're not trying to be in a committed relationship, okay? Me either. You go your way, I go mine. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with that. So the thing is that people are not. A lot of people are not honest. That's what I'm saying. Is that in the case of Nelly, as far as him saying, oh, I want to marry Ashanti, or this other one where he told her, or he said, oh, I think she's the one. Like, that's probably not what you really thought. You were just saying that just because that's what people wanted to hear, because you've been together with this person for so long. So people are probably, that's the thing, is that he was with her for so long, and people wondering, like, why aren't you? What's going on? So he says, let me go ahead and say something so they can stop wondering. Let me just say this so they can get off my back.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says that, and everybody gets excited, and then it's like, oh, y'all ain't gonna work out. So I think that if people were more honest, things would be a lot better for both of them, because then they could actually meet somebody who fits what they want. But that's things like, you have to be honest about what you want. You have to know yourself. Some people don't know themselves. Some people are just trying things out, and that's good to try things out so you can see what you want. But some people, you stay in these relationships hoping the person's going to be this really great, amazing person, and they done showed you that's not who they are. But in your mind, well, if I stick around a little bit longer, maybe they'll change. You're sticking around and wasting your time when you could meet somebody who's exactly what you need in your life. But some people don't do that. Some people are not okay with change. Some people are not okay with change. Some people can't. That's why you have people that stay in these long relationships, because being single for them is worse
Hmm.
than the relationship that they're in. Because in their mind, I can't be single. I have to do everything on my own. And it's like, you can't think that way. You're blocking your blessings by staying in this situation that you don't need to be in. So, um, I don't think a lot of people are honest. And that's why you have people that say, oh, I thought he was going to do this. Oh, I thought she was going to do this. It's like, if people were honest from the very beginning, that's something you wouldn't have to worry about. That's why I have a respect for some people that admit that they're polyamorous. I gotta respect them for that, because they like, look, I don't want to be with just one person. I want to be with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15 people. At least they keeping it real. At least
Okay.
they keeping it real. They trying to get
Okay.
all these different people. Where you have these other people that's in these relationships not being faithful, and they over here having this person over here, having a side chick over here, having a side dude over there, all these side people, instead of just being honest about what it is that they do or do not want. So that's the reality, is that, people don't know how to be honest, because being honest means being uncomfortable, and people don't want to be uncomfortable. People are scared that if they're honest, they're going to chase this person away. But why wouldn't you want to chase that person away? Like, if you're going to be honest, and that's not the person for you. If your honesty chases somebody away, that's not somebody you need to be with anyway. But some people are too afraid of that. So I think there's a lot of fear in it. There's a lot of, not wanting to be by themselves, because, like I said, in their mind, being single, oh my God, that's the worst thing in the world. It's like, no. So, people are not honest. And this is not for everybody. There are some people that are. Like I said, those relationships are ones that last, because both people are like, this is what I'm looking for. This is what we're going to do. I mean, even like that show, Married at First Sight, my mom watches that faithfully. She done told me some things about these people that get on there and they get married, and all of a sudden the person, like, apparently, from what she told, like, you get on the show because you tell them the kind of person you're looking for, and then
Mm-hmm.
they find you the person they find you the person you say you're looking for, and
Right.
then you get that person, and then all of a sudden they're not what you're looking for, but you said that's what you wanted. If you was just honest, maybe you would have had that person that you wanted. But now you ain't honest, and you stuck in this Married at First Sight BS with this person that you don't like. But now y'all married. So that's the thing, is that a lot of people are not honest, and that's the problem. Is that if people were more honest, there's a lot of things that wouldn't be happening. So
Oh, man. Okay. Shout
Yeah,
outs to Queen in the
Katie girl
building.
and Queen. Queen,
Yeah.
hey, Queen.
what's
Hey
going
guys.
on?
Hey guys, how are you?
Pretty,
Great.
Good,
We're
good,
great.
good.
Great.
pretty good. Hold on. Let me read these chats real quick, because Gator Girl says that she thinks I think Nelly told Miss Jackson some
She didn't want to
Ashanti,
get married, and she
but
didn't
she
believe him.
didn't believe him,
And
right?
she also said that
Mhm.
Chantel went out with Floyd Mayweather for what, 8 years,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. She dated Floyd Mayweather for 8 years. Chantel and Floyd Mayweather. Oh, she saw Hey Queen, and then she said she stuck with. Oh man, my mouth can dry. She stuck with Floyd through his incarceration for domestic violence. Then he allegedly put his hands on her. Allegedly.
allegedly,
Okay.
a man with that type of money, allegedly.
Hmm.
We've seen Floyd Mayweather's all access. What I've seen, I can't speak for everybody else, but he has all access throughout his fighting business. When he's preparing to fight, for example, Canelo, Manny Pacquiao, those fighters, and you see the women that he's with. You see the women. I mean, come on now. His masseuse is a beautiful woman. Okay, his maid, you know, is a beautiful woman. Okay, like top of the line, beautiful women. So I don't understand. You can't expect that type of dude that's making billions to be faithful to a woman who's making, how much is she making? I don't even know how much she making, but let's say she's not even on the type of level with Floyd Mayweather. But you knew who he was when you went out with him. You knew who he was when you went out with him. But as far as I just think that part was a setup. As far as him abusing her and stuff like that, man got too much money to do that. When he went to court for domestic violence, they charged him 1.1 millions of dollars for what? For just domestic violence? That's crazy. That's crazy amount of money. That all that was just try to get him to give up some money. That's all. It was just about money at the end of the day with him. But Floyd has
Yeah.
dated a lot of women, even Ti's wife. You know what I mean? He's dated
Oh yeah.
a bunch of women. And these women know what it is. Floyd Mayweather. He's not going after these women. They going after him.
And he's
Just the
only
same.
5'4" too.
Yeah, same thing with Nelly. They go after these men, because they do have that type of money. But I can't compare Nelly to Floyd Mayweather's money. But they have money, more money than them.
Hmm.
So don't expect them to be faithful like that. I feel like Nelly, said those nice things about these women because he felt sorry for these women, because the majority of these women that wanted to be with him, or so called was with him. I feel like he felt sorry for them because they are good women. You know, And in the back of his mind, he's like, man, she's a good woman. I told her from the beginning, this is what I want. This is what I want, and she's doing this, she's doing that. I didn't ask her to do this and do that. A lot of these celebrities that has this type of millions of dollars don't tell women about, hey, you should give me this or you should do this for me. They don't ask them for that because they can do it themselves. But they comes out and offer to do the things for them, thinking that's going to satisfy them. Like, okay, well, maybe this to get him this attention, that attention, this and that. And then you come around and you say that you've been betrayed. You knew from the start what was going down. You knew from the start. And I think it's just they just emotional about it. They just emotional about it. I salute Nelly, for not even really speaking on these type of things. He only said that he wants to get married to these women because he feels sorry for these women. Not all, I'm talking about the women that he was with. I'm talking about the women that he was with. But yeah, any women out there, don't expect Floyd Mayweather to marry you. You know what I mean? Listen, man. Floyd Mayweather, he's gonna look at, if Floyd Mayweather's gonna get married to somebody, he's gonna get married to someone who has billions of dollars. Okay, not more than him, but at least making that amount, how much money? Because he got kids too. So don't expect that you're gonna change him. And that's all I gotta say about that.
Right. Queen, I want to let you be the first to answer this number 4 question. Why do some people find it easier to leave in a relationship rather to work things out when you have been with someone for an extended amount of time?
Well, I think in order to work things out, you have to be willing to look at yourself and not place the blame on the other person. And like a lot of times, people don't want to do the individual self work it takes to make a relationship work. Because you gotta, you point the finger at someone else, but there's 4 fingers pointing back at you. So you have to be willing to sit, listen, process and take in the things that you've done. And I think it's easier just to walk away and not deal with it, thinking, always wanting to blame, oh, it was that person, it was that person. But if you not willing to sit and say, okay, well, I've been with 3 different women or 3 different men and it's saying the same thing, so I need to check myself. But a lot of times people don't want to check themselves. They just want to think, oh, they're fine and it's the other person. Oh, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So yeah, you got to be willing to put in the work and compromise. Not a lot of people don't want to compromise. It's too easy to swipe right, swipe left these days, you know? So, when you have a smorgasbord, it doesn't matter the quality of it, you just want a smorgasbord. So that's what you're going to get.
And plus, Floyd Mayweather said this many, 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 many times. I have different women in different states. He means that. That's not a joke. He means that. It's a lot of rappers who get on, get in these interviews and say that. Hey, I got different women, many in all states. Different women in all. They mean that. So don't you can't be surprised, when they feel like, oh, well, such and such is cheating on me. He's already stated that he has multiple women all over the state. That's been mentioned a bunch of times. So how are you surprised? But not. I'm talking about the women, the celebrity women. Not all of them, but just the majority of them. That's all I want to say on that.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Ludacris, a song like, in different area codes. But yeah.
Yes, they mean that. They mean that.
All right, Tammy.
I do agree with what Queen said as far as people are not willing to compromise. I think that I feel like people don't hold themselves accountable. And that's why they have it where they say there's his story and her story and the truth, because a lot of people will say their side, and that's not always 100% the truth. And so, and then the other person will say their side, and then we find out what's really going on. That's why when it comes to these celebrity relationships, I don't even like friends that I know. I don't envy what they have. I mean, I'm happy for them when they're in a relationship, but I don't sit there and, say, "Oh, I wish I had that," because you don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. You only know what people are willing to show you or tell you. You don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. So, when you've been with somebody for so long, when you're not willing to hold yourself accountable, it's easier for you to leave because then you don't have to. You just move on to somebody else, move on to something new. So I think that's the problem is like, Queen said, a lot of people are not willing to compromise. A lot of people are not willing to hold themselves accountable. And then also, going back to the whole honest thing, people are just not honest with what they want and, what they wanted out of a partner. And you get in a relationship with somebody who you think you can change. And when you find out you can't change them, then you're disappointed. So, I mean, there's so many different things that make it easier to leave because if you stay, then you have to admit that you made a mistake. Then you have to admit that something was not right. You have to say, this is what I should have done differently. This is what they should. So that's the thing is you don't want to have those discussions. You'd rather not. And then, on the flip side of it, some people don't make it easy for you to have those kind of discussions because they just want to go on and on. They don't want to hold themselves accountable. So then it's like it's easier for you to leave because you don't want to deal with what you're going to have to deal with. So that's the compromise part. And that's where, a lot of people do a lot more talking than listening. So, and that's part, I feel like that's part of the problem is that people need to start listening and do a lot less talking because, someone may hear you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're listening. So just because they hear you doesn't mean that they're actually listening. So I think that people need to start doing that a lot more rather than, other things. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents on that.
Okay, okay. Well, let's go ahead
Yes,
and welcome Mr.
Mr.
Hall
Brooklyn, baby, stand up.
Yo, everybody stand up, baby. You know what I'm
Everybody
saying?
stand up.
Click,
You know what I
clack.
mean? Y'all thought I was gonna miss the show? I don't miss the show. I'm always here, baby. I'm always here. I always have the show money ready. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So for the,
sir.
I mean, my man Nellyville, my man Dirty. You know what I'm saying? He had to get the girl Miss Jackson up out of here. You know? But I think he should have. If I was him, I think he should have married Ashanti, man. I think he dropped the ball on that one. He kind of knew that, but you know, things happen, man. You live and you learn, and I think that now he's just learning from different things that he's done, man. And he's a high value man. He's made his money. He's invested well. You know what I'm saying? And now we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the future as far as like who he ends up with or whatever. But Nelly seemed like he's a solid guy, man. He really takes care of his family. Even when his sister passed away, which is really sad, he took care of her.
Yeah.
He took all her kids in, every single last one. You know what I mean? Like it was his own. And he don't even got kids like that. So yeah, man, Nelly's a great dude, man. But I'm gonna pass the rock. You know what I mean? To either DJ Eddie or one of the ladies. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna fall back and just vibe with y'all. Y'all know what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, right.
Yes, sir.
DJ Eddie, what do you think about the number 4 question?
Okay. Read it.
Why do some people find it easier to leave rather than to work things out when you have been with someone for an extended period of time?
Um, because for most people, they, it's easier for them to leave because they said it from the beginning. Like, hey, if this go down, this happened. I don't. They've already mentioned. Listen, if you're making that type of money, they're going to tell you, hey, listen, I don't want this. I don't want this going down. I don't want that going down. I like this. I don't like this. They tell you from the beginning, and that you've been told this. And they've been told this numerous of times. They've been told this numerous of times. But at the end of the day, from the beginning, right? As far as normal people, It's easier for them to leave because a lot of them, um, they give out signs. It's because anybody know that it's not easy to leave a relationship. That's 7, 8 to 9 to 10 years. It's not easy to leave a relationship like that unless you've already been involved with someone else. To me,
Hmm.
unless you've been involved with someone else, it's not easy to leave. A relationship that's that long. So I feel that normal people, even celebrities, for those to leave a relationship so quick for that many years because they've already got someone. They've already got someone on the side. On the side, I can't even say on the side. I'll just say involved with someone else. I'll just use the word involved, um, which it makes it easier for them to leave like that because they've been
Hmm.
dealing with the same people with the same amount of years. The same amount of years.
Right.
You got a guy that's dealing with a girl right next door that's been with her for 7 years, and across the street dealing with another girl for 8 years. If she leaves, he's like, okay, well, I'll just walk across the street. That's it for me. That's why it's that's why I say it's easier. That's why it's easier for me, in my opinion. It's easier for the men or the women to leave for a long, extended relationship. That's the reason why. But that's my 2 cents, 3 cents on that.
Okay, okay. Before I get to Hall of Fame, I gotta give a shout out to Krista Bloom Ebony. She had to leave right because she had an appointment that she forgot to go to, and I want to shout out her YouTube channel. So,
Shout out Chris, the Blue Man.
hmm
Yeah,
so
shout out to
yeah,
Chris. Definitely, definitely.
Shout
you
out to
know,
Chris.
hmm so yes, follow her on the Bloomin' Ebony on YouTube. Okay, it's really simple. The Bloomin' Ebony. So we'll give her a round of applause for joining in.
Yes, sir.
Yay.
You got the
Hmm.
round of applause. You got the round of applause button.
Oh man, it's gonna take me 5 seconds. Hold on. I got y'all, man. I gotta give the flowers what flowers is due, right? So let me go ahead and give it to her real quick. All right, y'all. Oh, oh, hold on.
All right,
All
Chris,
right.
Ebony. All right,
Yes.
shout
Man.
out, shout out.
Yeah. Anyways, though, y'all. So, Mr. Hall of Fame. what
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you think about the number 4 question? I'll pull up to you again if you need me to read it to you.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
All right. Why do some people in a relationship find it easier to leave rather than to work things out when you have been with someone for an extended amount of time?
Because they know that person, and they realize that what they want and what they need doesn't match up with that person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, they realize that that they've changed and that person's changed. You know what I'm saying? So they no longer could just be in that same situation. You know what I mean? They're like, it's just it's not working for them. And sometimes it could be where they just outgrow each other. Sometimes it could be where they figured out that person doing something crazy, or maybe they doing something crazy too. You know what I mean? And they're just
Mm.
like, man, like I don't want to damage this person anymore by sticking with them. You know what I'm saying? Let me remove myself from the situation. It's a number of things. You know what I'm saying? I think it all
Mm-hmm.
boils down to you know both people have to be happy, and if both people aren't happy, it ain't gonna work, man. It ain't gonna work if they're not both not happy. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes it is easier to go than to stay. I always will tell anybody work it out first. You know, well, no, I'll tell anybody one. Really, really see. Really, really. Do some soul searching within yourself. Seek advice. You know, and then from there, make a decision. Make a decision from there. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll you'll make the best decision for both of you. Because sometimes you just need to work things out. You need to have some deep conversations, figure things out, be open with some stuff, and everything will work out. You know. So that's my take on it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the majority of the time it's harder for the women to leave. Especially if if you are in an abusive relationship, it's kind of hard for them to leave because uh, the majority of the time, they don't really have the backup that they need. They don't really have the support that they need. So it's like they can leave, but they can't leave. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, the majority of women stay in a relationship is because of uh, it could have something to do with kids or parents or anything like that. Anybody could be sick, anything like that. A lot of times some women are scared to leave a relationship from the violence of the negativity that can harm them. So you know it could be easier for them to say, I don't want to be with this person no more, but it's hard to leave because of being in an abusive relationship too. I got to throw that in there, and it's rough on certain women. It's harder to leave because they don't have the support that they need. I definitely wanted to add that up in there, so that can also be another reason for that too.
Well,
Okay,
not
okay.
these
And
women
and
today, boy.
and for
Oh,
the
God.
men, you got a lot of women out here who's threatened to say, hey, I'm gonna put you on child support, and a lot of times the men stay because they don't want to be put on child support too. I've had a lot of conversation with these men that not just in my area, in different cities too, who's scared to leave their woman because of child support. When it comes to kids, child support does not like the child support don't like men. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They don't. That system does not like us. The majority of the time, we can't win in the court when it comes to child support because the women win every time. They win every time. And I feel like, far as I feel like that's my 3 cents on that too. The men is majority of men scared to leave a woman because if you got kids, because of child support, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money, man, a lot of money for child support. Especially for example, there's a celebrity right now. No, Future. There we go. Future's paying what? How much Future's paying? $48,000, $50,000, maybe more than that, right? But if Future,
Mhm.
if Future was a normal guy, right? If he was a normal guy, he wouldn't have done that. But he does have money. He does have money coming in, so he can do that. But if he wasn't a rapper, if he was just a normal guy, that's totally different. I don't think he would leave.
What's the
You know,
point of having all these kids and then you want to be a deadbeat dad? I don't even get that.
well, a lot of times, a lot of men, some men are not deadbeat. Some men, you know, uh, don't really have the money to pay for child support. It's a lot of money. I'm not saying that they all get the same amount of money to pay. It's different
Hmm.
amounts of money. You know, uh, it's not that they don't want to be in the child's life. You know, when you break up with a woman and she go after the child support and stuff, it's harder for the man to even make his own money to pay his own bills because he got to pay money for child support. Um, yeah,
Right.
that's my 2 cents on that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
About, I
Thanks.
was just gonna say, not the
Hmm.
women these days, boy. The females these days are different, man. They get more crunk. They get more crunk than the dudes nowadays, man. They'll leave you quicker than the dudes now. And they just like a man, if not worse. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So for the traditional women, yeah, it was hard for them to leave, but not these females now. Oh no, they're a different breed, boy.
Mm. Different world, man. Um, yeah, I would say this though. Because she had a good point when she says leaving requires no accountability on their part, no explanations. Like it's easy for people to leave because they don't have to face the repercussions. You know, they don't have to face like the emotions behind the person, nor do like they don't nor do they have to really like show much like care to it. And Gallagher says facts. She
But
says, right, Mr. Hall of Fame working through the process. That's the accountability. Okay.
DJ Eddie, may,
Um,
may I respond to that, DJ Eddie, real quick?
yes, sir.
hmm
Yeah, I just want to say that sometimes you gotta leave. Sometimes you gotta get out of there. You know what I mean? Whether you're a
Mm-hmm.
man or woman, sometimes it's just really bad, and you gotta just go, man. You gotta go. You can't stay. You try to stay, it's gonna get even worse. You know what I
Right.
mean? And please, in certain situations, please don't have no kids. Woo, boy, oh boy, then you're gonna really be in some hot water then.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? That's 2 decades of your life gone.
And
You ain't
then,
getting that back.
and then
It's
look,
over.
and then look for the women and the men. Sometimes it actually take like around 7, 8 to 9 years. I wouldn't say it would be easier for them to leave, but yeah, I would say it's easier for them to leave because they will know that the person is cheating on them. They just can't find proof. They can't
Mm.
find proof that this person is cheating, so they can't actually leave because they haven't been busted. So, but they know for a fact that they cheating. So, they know for a fact that they cheating, and I think that's one of the reasons, other reasons why they leave the relationship fast and quick because they already know that they cheat. They just can't find proof. They can't leave
Yeah.
a relationship without having proof in front of you. It's all about the proof these days.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a wild guess, right? And people ain't gonna like me for this guess, but I think what we don't know between Nelly and Ashanti's relationship. Suppose if Ashanti was out there cheating, you know. Remember, she's a celebrity too, and maybe she's not like like going holding around with like the other big time celebrities because they'll some of them will tell, and it would be easy for them to get caught. But what about like some like the ones that are like attractive looking, but they're not celebrities? She could be messing around with dudes that's on the low key. You never
Right,
know. And I'm
right,
saying allegedly. I'm not saying this is true or factual, but I'm just saying like you never know what goes behind the scenes. You know,
right,
yeah.
right, and also they also have their dream person that they want to sleep with. Like it could be a movie star, it could be a basketball player, a singer, a rapper. They all have their dreams to sleep with someone, right?
Hmm.
So if you are I'm speaking as far as the celebrities, like a lot of time, man, like you could Nelly could be with Ashanti, right? For example, let's say he ran to you know, let's just say for example the old Janet Jackson from Poetic
Hmm.
Justice, the old Janet
Yeah,
Jackson. You
with the
you,
long
you,
braids.
you mean to tell me you not gonna sleep with her? Of course he is. Oh yeah, I would too. The Poetic Janet Jackson, yeah. What? You
No,
tripping?
no
Not the old
comment. No
Janet
comment.
Jackson. Not the old Janet Jackson. Not the old Janet Jackson. But
Or the Julia
I
artist
mean,
like
I mean,
Jada
I mean,
Pinkett.
I mean, not the new Janet Jackson, but the old Janet Jackson. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
but they all have their they could be sitting back watching these celebrities grow in movies and stuff like that. Could be the same person that they is right now. Like, man, I've been wanting to sleep with Holly Berry. I've been wanting to sleep with this person, that person. I'm pretty sure they've got around that. I'm pretty
Right.
sure they was doing that while they was in a relationship.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. Like I said, you never know. Let me go ahead
Look,
and read
man.
this
Look.
final.
Look.
Okay.
And Janet Jackson she been brought up a lot. So shout out to Janet. Look, man. Old Janet Jackson, new Janet Jackson. Look, you in trouble if you get that call. You know what I mean? You better run for the hills, boy. You better run for the
Okay.
hills. If you ain't, you better get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you're gonna be in trouble. And that's the thing. There's too much temptation with these celebrities too, man. Just regular people. They're just people just like us. They just have money and influence. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But temptation is temptation, and if it's too much, oh man, you gonna fold, you gonna crack. You know what I mean? Who can stand all that? You know what I'm saying? That's a lot to stand.
Yes.
Oh
Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like like shoot. Earlier, I feel like I almost cracked for a little bit. Shoot. So there was one person that I don't even really like talk to like that. Started like posting like how they post like those little stories or whatever, and then you accidentally stumble into it because you're trying to read the other stories, and they're just popping out, and then when women like they see you like watching their stories, they're like, oh yeah, he's watching my stories. Now I'm gonna post some more like pictures or whatever, right? In the public. And it's nothing bad or whatever, right? But some people try to get their grown and sexy on and all that. But yeah, I was like, man,
Really sexy.
I was like, man, these people, man, I'm telling you, yeah, the temptation is real, man. Uh, some of the greatest heroes, man, they fall into like simphood, you know. But that's just what it is, man. Anyways, shout out for the ones that don't judge me. But anyway, number 5 is: do you feel that some people who continues to break up after a long-term relationship should just stay single? Why or why not?
Yes, I think they should just stay single because, or you know, um, I feel like they should just stay single. Because it's like you sound like a broken record. You're gonna keep going back telling your friends like, "Hey, man, she did this and she did that, or he did this and he did that." You're gonna keep going back and forth for years about the same thing you talked about 4 years ago about what this man has did. Now he's still dating the same girl. He's still dating the same girl. Okay, he's been dating this girl. He went behind your back and did it again 3 years ago. And I think you know what it is. So just stay single. You know what it is. Just stay single. But if you want to keep yourself from being stressed out, yeah, stay single. That's what I was saying. But some people go to therapists, and sometimes therapists don't really work out because they going through the same thing. They going through the same thing, man. That's my 3 cents on that.
Yeah. Um, Hall of Fame, what you think? And then we'll get to
Um,
Lay's afterwards.
I don't know. I think it's I'm not gonna say they should stay single. You know what I mean? I mean, if you know what you're looking for, you got your standards, your boundaries, your morals, and the guidelines that you're gonna live by, and you want somebody to do the same. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
continue to keep looking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you will find the person that you're looking for. Don't give up. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up on your dreams. You'll find her, or you'll find him. But you gotta stay consistent. You gotta stay consistent and stay on your goal and stay on task. And if you do that, you'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Got you. Hey, DJ, I had to mute you real quick because there was like feedback on your end. Somebody was telling me it was a buzzing sound.
Can you hear me? Is it still what's the sound?
Yeah, it's in the background, but yeah, no worries though. All right. Shout outs to the person who let me know about that. Oops. Oh, hold on for a second. My mic. Okay. You guys can hear me? I'm good. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you for answering that. Hall of Fame Queen. What you think about number 5?
Um, hold on.
Can you still hear the buzzing sound?
Oh yeah.
I just think that they're just, I can't tell someone what to do, but I just think they're not they're not checking themselves. They may be someone who is displacing the issues on other people, and that's why they keep breaking up, going from relationship to relationship. And I don't necessarily think anyone should be alone if they want to be in a relationship. But if you're not willing to put in the work, you know, yeah. So I think they just need to check themselves.
Oh,
And
okay.
what were you guys talking about? Child support? I didn't understand what was going on with that. Or it's just a random,
I think it
random. Oh,
was a random topic
oh, okay.
because in the chat they was talking about for some reason somebody was talking about Nick Cannon and then like it was like back and forth. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Look, look, look. Stop all these celebrity comparison people, all right? I keep telling you that. We warned you about that last year, all right? Ain't nobody know Nick Cannon, Janet Jackson, and even Millie Jackson. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Even Action Jackson. know what I mean? You're not a listen. Nobody is
Hey,
that, all
Action
right?
Jackson.
No man or woman is that, all right? We're just normal people, okay? People, stop doing the comparison, all right? Stop doing the comparison.
Hey, to be fair, we are talking about celebrity tonight anyway, and Nelly is on the spot. But first, well,
He is,
no,
he
hold
is.
up. CrossFit Tammy, right?
Um, do I think that they should stay single? What I think is that don't allow it to turn into a long-term relationship. If you know ahead of time that that's not the person that you want to be in a relationship with, um, I feel like some people stay too long, and you can't stay too long. Like you're wasting your time. The person that you really would be the best fit for you, you are blocking that person from finding you because you're in this relationship. I think that sometimes we need to reevaluate ourselves when you're continuing to get in different relationships and they're not lasting. Sometimes you need to take a little time to kind of have some time to yourself to really reflect on what's really going on, because sometimes the problem isn't them, sometimes it's us, and sometimes we don't want to be honest about the fact that it is us. And some people, when you're dating the same kind of person or you're in a relationship with the same kind of person, some people don't even realize that hey, maybe you need to change something about yourself. When you're like, oh, I just keep getting these relationships, it's not working out. It's like maybe it's not them, maybe it's you. But people are not ready for that. People don't want to hear that. So I don't necessarily think they should stay single, but they need to be honest with themselves about if being in a monogamous relationship is the thing for you. If it's not, that's what the polyamorous stuff is for people that ain't trying to do all that. So I feel like people are not honest. I feel that people allow the relationship go on too long, and it could be a matter of you don't want to hurt the person's feelings. You guys have been together so long, you don't want to start over, and it's like when it's time to go, it's time to go. There's always signs that it's time to go. Some people just don't pay attention to those signs. They ignore those red flags. They ignore them, and they stay longer than they need to. And then, when they finally do, you've been with this person 6, 7, 8 years, and all of a sudden you're trying to break it up. Like the whole thing with Nelly, he's with her for 10 years, and then they're breaking up. But he's like, yeah, he was saying, oh, this is somebody I want to marry. No, it's not. That's just what you said because that's what people wanted to hear. So I think it's about not necessarily if they really I think they need to be single until they really reflect on what's really going on. So I think that they should stay single until they've done that work, until they've done that self work. Then I feel like they might be in a better space. So this isn't a repeated pattern that they have. So, and once again, it's about holding ourselves accountable, which is something that a lot of people don't want to do. Because holding yourself accountable means you need to take on some of the blame, and you might need to admit that you're wrong. Not everybody's ready to do that. So like I said, I don't necessarily think that they should stay single forever, but I do think you need to stay single until you kind of do some inner reflection and some self care of yourself to figure out what's really going on so you can be a better version of yourself for whoever it is that is going to be the best fit for you. And I think that's the problem, is that some people don't do that. They're not willing to do that because doing that means you have to really look at yourself and really admit what is not going the way it needs to. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
All right. Well, thank you, Tammy. And at this point, we're gonna wrap up the show. But everyone get a chance to shout like your social medias. So let me set you guys up in order real quick. Uh huh. Okay. Bam. 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 All right. So let's start with Queen real quick. Go ahead, Queen. Shout out like your social media.
You can follow me on Instagram at Queen Forever 2K21. You can see me on Knowledge and Relationships platform on Saturdays on the Ladies Night stream. And I look forward to seeing you there.
All right. Thank you, Queen. Okay, let's get over to our music man, none other than DJ Eddie King.
Oh, do you guys still hear the buzzing sound?
No, you're good
Okay, good,
now.
good, good. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yes, look me up on dj.eddie.king on Instagram. You can also look up Facebook, which is Eddie King Eddie F King on Facebook, and also on YouTube, DJ Eddie King. Check out my music if you need uh, beats. You can have to go through my managers. Mr. Hall of Fame and M3. Get in contact with them, and we can set it up.
Okay, okay. First Lady Tammy, the lady, the woman with many different names.
I don't have my sunglasses today. It's okay though. Um, Thank you for tuning in to this awesome episode of Knowledge and Relationships. Um, you can find me on Instagram at First Lady Tammy 916. You can find me on Saturdays hosting Ladies Night right here on Knowledge and Relationships. You can find me here on Mondays and Thursdays discussing the beautiful and awesome topics that we discuss. You can also find me on, I'm doing my vlog of my Cryo Slim journey, Tammy's Cryo Slim journey, and different episodes. I've already done 6 episodes. The 7th episode will be posted not too long from today. But those are all the different platforms that you can find me on. So come find me, come watch. Make sure to like and subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships, because if you don't, you're not doing things right if you don't like and subscribe. So go ahead and do what you got to do, because you know you got
All right, thank you, First Lady Tammy. Um, hey Tammy, I'm assuming you didn't have a poem for tonight, right?
No, I did not. I had, right after work, I came home and I had to do a couple things. Then I had to go to work out, and as soon as I worked out, I came straight over here. So no, I do not. But I will have one for Thursday.
Yeah, she's too busy on her 4K run, y'all. So, anyways, shout outs to CrossFit Tammy. And last but not least, none other than the network manager, the guy who bring the people in together.
MVP.
Yeah,
Oh
none
wow.
other than Mr.
Hall of Fame.
Thank you
Yeah.
everybody for thanks for the love and three. Thank you everybody for being a part of our experience, the knowledge relationship experience. We truly appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that's been in the comments. All the love and support that we've gotten from all of you guys watching and following, and all the views that you guys have given us. We truly appreciate you all. Shout out to Gator Girl, shout out to Kashim, shout out to everybody that's in the comments. And we truly appreciate y'all. Shout out to Chris for coming through as well. And check out everybody's content. You know what I mean? Check out everybody's content. High Value Nurse for CJ, Chris the Bloom and Ebony, CKQ's podcast. Check out everybody. Even the Lapeef Network. Check them out too. You know what I'm saying? And especially my man E Black TV, my guy. E
Yeah.
Black TV. You know what I mean? E Black, where you at? You know what I'm saying? Holla at you. You know what I mean? I gotta give you a shout out, E Black. Yeah, man. But as far as what we do, I am the network manager for knowledge and relationships. You can find me at MR Hall of Fame Forever 23 on Instagram. Once again, MR Hall of Fame Forever 23 on Instagram. Thank you for being part of our experience. You know what I mean? And thank you for always rocking with us. And we truly appreciate it. You know what I mean? And we are motivated and dedicated to continue to grow and be better. With that, M3, take it away, man.
All right, y'all.
And
So,
and one more thing. And also,
mhm.
let me give a shout out to Alex. Everything is anything. Shout out to Chris, Ebony, the Bloom of Ebony, her podcast. Shout out to E Black. Shout out to CJ. Shout out to those folks, man. Like and subscribe to their channel. Also, like and subscribe to my channel. Also, like and subscribe to Knowledge and Relationship channel. Click the like button. Click the bell button. That way, you get recent videos and new videos.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, DJ Eddie King. And remember, DJ Eddie King is the music man. So, check
I'm
out his YouTube
coordinator,
channel.
music coordinator, the only music
Mhm.
coordinator that we have. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
The. When I say the, that means yes. The finest. All right, the one and
Thank
only,
you.
the music coordinator. Right?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
She said, come again to the channel. Hashtag knowledge and relationships. For this Thursday, good vibes. All right. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and zoom in on myself. So thank you everyone for tuning in to M3 TV News, the stream that gives you the best news. But if you try to look for me, you gotta look for us on Knowledge and Relationships on YouTube. You're not gonna find us by typing M3 TV News. Just let you guys know, by the way. And let's see. Our upcoming shows will be this Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, and the ladies' night live stream will be Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time as well. And we're gonna have some special guests coming to the show, so hopefully that works well. And if you'd like to donate and help a brother out, I know y'all stingy, but y'all not broke. Donate to my Cash App at $MarioMarion. And whatever that we do, when we do our reactions, is all for fair use. All right. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. And always make sure that you guys and girls, make sure you guys get your minds right before hopping to any of the live streams and the chats and the ladies' night as well, too. Some of y'all don't be getting your minds right, so I'm just letting y'all know. This is a constant reminder. But anyways, with that being said, we are out. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Peace. Peace. All right. We're going to... Okay, yeah. All right, cue the music. Bam.